Hangover Monday, y'all. Let's get it. Yo, salute to everybody already here in the building, man. You guys know what time it is. We are back. Welcome to the latest installment of Coffee and Convo. I am your host, Graphk Raider, man. Salute to the greatest chat in YouTube history. As always, I appreciate every single one of you guys for rocking with me, man. Hangover Monday. I hate to do these shows. As a Raider fan, I absolutely hate that I have to pull up damn near every Monday to do these, but guess what? It is what it is. I like Victory Monday a lot better than these shows, but we have a lot to talk about. Coming off of that heartbreaking loss last night to the Jacksonville Jaguars. For those who pulled up and watched me and Hammer do the watch party, the play-by-play, we appreciate you guys so much, man. Thank you guys for continuing to support us through this miserable miserable season. Up to this point, we are 2-6. We could so easily be 4-4 right now, you guys, which is really, really crazy. A 2-point conversion and a non-block kick away from being 4-4 right now. Think about that. After getting blown out by the Commanders without Jaden Daniels, a really, really bad football team right now as well. The Chargers loss, the Colts blowout, the Chiefs blowout. We honestly are 2 plays away from being 4-4. I mean, think about that. If you convert that 2-point conversion and you do not get that kick blocked, you are potentially staring down 500 right now, and you're in the thick of things even after losing to the Colts and the Chiefs in devastating fashion. So it's crazy, crazy, crazy. We're going to give some game balls. We're going to give some what the fucks because we definitely have a few of those. I have to say this, taking the emotion out of things yesterday, I knew what was about to happen, you guys. For those who are watching the watch party, I think you guys can pretty much see it on my face. I didn't really say a word, I believe, the last 2-3 minutes of the show because I knew exactly what was going to happen. I knew we were going to go down, score. But I knew that we had to go for the 2-point conversion, and I knew we were not going to convert there. Some people were saying, why not play for the tie? Why play for the tie? I think 2-5-1 is worse than 2-6. That may not make sense to a lot of you guys, and I get it, but it makes a ton of sense to me. I would rather be 2-6 than 2-5-1. You play for a tie there, and you potentially lose that locker room even more than what you're dealing with right now with all the losing. So you have to go out there and you have to go for 2 to win that football game. Simple and plain. There's no way in hell you can live with taking a field goal there and having a tie ball game and selling that to your fan base, selling that to your players in that locker room. So it is what it is. Could we have did a few things differently there at the 2-point conversion? Yes, I could have lived with the fact, even though we struggled to run the football, right? Genty had 42 yards on 13 carries, and we'll get there in a second because again, Jacksonville is one of the better teams in football against the run, you guys. They came into this game 6th against the run in football. They're a difficult football team to run against, but still averaged 3.2 a clip. But I could have lived with the fact that we ran Ashton Genty there on that 2-point conversion. I could have lived with that. Regardless if we got it or not, I could have lived with the fact that you put the ball in your young playmaker's hands, a guy that you just drafted at number 6. I would have went about this entirely different, though. If it wasn't Genty, where's Brock Bowers? A guy that had a monster game, 3 touchdowns yesterday. He was the one that got that touchdown to put us in a situation to potentially win that football game, right? He had a miraculous game yesterday, 12 catches on 13 targets, 127 in the air, 3 touchdowns. He averaged 6.6 a clip, and even ran the football one time for 6 yards. So Brock Bowers, our superstar, is definitely back. I thought that in that situation, and mind you, once again, Tyler Lockett was wide open. This is not me trying to take anything away from Tyler Lockett. But again, Geno stared Tyler Lockett down. This is another reason why, to me, it made no sense to bring in a guy that had a lot of familiarity and chemistry with him and take away from these young guys. Because again, he stared down Tyler Lockett, a 5'10 receiver who was wide open in the back of the end zone. But again, Geno, double pump, crazy. As Jacoby is wide open in the middle of the end zone, wide open, a clear, game over. We get the dub. It's a wrap. Or if you guys take a look back at that play as well, that O-line was blocking really, really well on that 2-point conversion. Salute to our O-line. They showed up. I know they struggled at times, but when it mattered the most, they definitely showed up. There was a lane for Geno to potentially use his legs there and run right in as well. And just like you said, Ashton was also open in the flat. So there was a ton of guys that were open on that specific play. But guess who he eyed down? 33-year-old, 5'10", Tyler Lockett, a guy that has only had maybe a practice or two with this offense. Again, he was wide open. If Geno just lets it go earlier, we're walking out with the dub. We're not having this conversation. I thought that Chip Kelly called a phenomenal game. Yes, we all would like to see Ashton Jeanty run the football more than 20 times a game. He ran it 13 times. But the thing about Chip was, with Brock Bowers out there essentially opening up everything for that offense, he got an opportunity to find Jeanty in space in the passing game, which was great. Jeanty was targeted 5 times, you guys. Guess how many catches he had? 5. 47 yards in the passing game. Also had a touchdown. He averaged 9.4 a clip in the passing game. I thought that Chip Kelly did a masterful job yesterday offensively. I thought that he called a really good ball game. There were a few plays that I wish we could have had back. The deep ball to Michael Mayer. I know a lot of people are blaming Geno for that. I'm not blaming Geno. I believe it was Brock that kind of whiffed on that block. If Geno would have had an extra second or two to get rid of that football, Michael Mayer is walking into the end zone. So I'm not going to get mad on that 4th and 1 play with Michael Mayer. He was clearly wide open. But again, Geno was kind of running for his life, and it looked like he was running backwards. And I think, don't quote me on this, you guys, but I do believe that Brock was the one that whiffed on that block that kind of got Geno rattled a little bit under pressure and couldn't really put enough under that football to get to Michael Mayer. Oh, well, I'm lying. He put a little too much sauce on it. But again, I'm not mad about that. I can live with that. I thought that Chip Kelly called a wonderful game. If we're going to give some game balls, I have to give Chip one. I thought that last play, the 2-point conversion, was phenomenal as well. I thought that every single player out there pretty much was open, and Geno does Geno things. The crazy thing is, Geno had the best game that he has had thus far in a Raiders jersey. But when it mattered the most, it didn't matter. And again, you don't want, I hear you. Called it a half a game. Yeah, it was ugly in that first half. We couldn't get things rolling, but understand this. That second half, the offense took off. I mean, come on, we put up 29 points. We should have had 30 if Carlson wouldn't have missed that extra point. But again, that's been kind of the tale of this team. Even against New England, that first half, after that first drive, it was and then the second half, we kind of took off. So, but again, I'm going to give Chip Kelly a game ball. Geno had a really good game. He did. But there were times, again, when it mattered the most, that Geno Smith showed up. Again, the pick that he threw to Michael Mayer, and he blamed him for it. Michael Mayer took full accountability, which is crazy to see a third-year guy go up, to the media and say that it was my fault. I'm the one to blame for that. No, that was all Geno Smith. I don't care what anybody says. That was Geno. That was not Michael Mayer. But I love that the young fella went up there and took accountability, while the 34, 35-year-old quarterback would not take any of that, take any of the blame, which is nasty, nasty work. But Geno did have a really good game. Once again, that 2-point conversion, ended the game for us. But he was efficient. You guys, 29 for 39. That's all you can ask from Geno Smith. He threw a nasty pick in Geno Smith's style, right? But he did have 284 in the air. He had 4 touchdowns, 1 pick. And again, Chip Kelly kept it simple with Geno Smith. Kept it simple. He averaged 7.3 a clip. I think he averaged like 4 yards in the air, or something like that, a pass. I forgot what the actual stat was. But again, Chip Kelly is protecting Geno Smith from Geno Smith. I'm okay with this because, again, I can live with 4 touchdowns and 1 pick. Because guess what? Most of the time, when you have a stat sheet where you have 4 touchdowns and 1 pick as a quarterback, you win that football game. But guess what? The defense had a miserable performance against a middle-of-the-pack offense in Jacksonville, and we lost this football game because of the defense. So you know what? Some people will not agree with me here, but I am going to give Geno Smith a game ball. That 2-point conversion was nasty. That pump fake was unnecessary. You did not need to do that. Tyler Lockett had the back of the end zone wide open by himself. All he had to do was just put a little rainbow on it. Game over. Game over. We walk out victorious, and we're 3-5, and we're going into Denver with a little bit of momentum on our side. But I have to give Geno Smith a game ball because he did look good out there. He had 4 touchdowns, 1 pick. He had almost 300 yards receiving, and he was efficient. So I have to give Geno some credit. He had a good game by Geno Smith standards, man. I have to give him some love. I'm going to give Ashton Jeanty one as well. He took advantage of his reps when he wasn't getting hit in the backfield immediately when the O-line still struggling in run blocking. 13 carries, 42 yards, but he made up for it. He had 89 total yards. 47 in the air. He also had a touchdown. This man is finding ways to get involved in the offense when the run game is not going. So I have to give Ashton Jeanty his flowers. I mean, Brock Bowers is clearly going to get a game ball here. He gets the game ball of all game balls. 12 receptions, 127, 3 touchdowns. This dude came back from a knee injury and looked like he just never left. He got me, I think, 43, 44 points on fantasy yesterday. Salute to Brock Bowers for that. But again, 13 targets, 12 catches. He took advantage of every single target that came his way. You got to give Brock Bowers a ton of love. He looked really good out there. You know what? I'm going to do this as well. I know Geno was sacked twice, but I think the O-line did enough to win this ball game yesterday. I do. Some people may disagree with me. Stone Forsythe, you guys know how I feel about him on the left side. Geno was sacked twice. I hear you. I thought the O-line had an okay performance yesterday. Once again, you couldn't really get the ground game rolling, but I think that Chip had a specific game plan, and he stuck to it. He wanted to pass the football. Jacksonville was beat up, at the cornerback position. Travis Hunter out. They had a ton of guys that they were missing. But I thought the O-line did fairly good yesterday. I don't want to give them a game ball, but I do want to give the O-line some flowers. I thought they did okay yesterday. It wasn't a great game by any means, because guess what? If it was a great game by the O-line, you could have just fed Ashton Jeanty, and, we could have got the run game going a lot more. But I thought the O-line did a decent job yesterday. I want to give them some credit. Defensively, you guys, the only person that I'm going to give any kind of love to, honestly, I'm going to give 2 guys, actually. I'm going to give 2 guys some love. Got to give Palamau a ton of love. He was all over the place yesterday. He had a pick. He had 2 pass defense. He had 9 total tackles, 7 solo. When you play this guy close to the line of scrimmage, we know what happens when you get him close to the line of scrimmage. He looked like a missile last year with the way Patrick Graham played him. When you get him up there in the box, or you get him up on the line of scrimmage, he gets after the quarterback. He gets after the running back in the backfield. He had a phenomenal day yesterday. Got to give Palamau one. And also, I'm going to give Darian Porter one also. I thought he looked really good out there in his first appearance, his first start as a Raider. You have to give him some love because, once again, he went out there second in tackles yesterday, had 10 total tackles, 8 solo. This is a guy that is a converted wide receiver who is still learning the position. I thought that he had a really, really good game yesterday. Another game ball, Raheem Mostert. He put us in play to have great. We were in great spots offensively because of Raheem Mostert in the special teams. He had a phenomenal day returning the football for us. I don't know if it said more about him or was said more about Jacksonville's special teams ability. But again, Raheem Mostert, man, think about this, you guys. He had 5 kickoff returns, 5 returns. He had 202 yards, 202. He averaged 40.4 a clip. He had a long of 54, 202 yards in kick returns. He played out of his mind. So I want to give him some flowers, give him some love. And, I think Stokes looked really good out there as well. We have to bring Stokes back. He's the one guy on this defense that if he could stay healthy, this is who Stokes was coming out of Georgia, you guys. This is the player that Green Bay thought they were getting at the cornerback position when they drafted him in the first round. Once again, durability has been an issue with Stokes, but I thought Stokes did a good job as well yesterday. A lot of that yardage coming from Trevor Lawrence and that offense yesterday, you guys, they were picking apart our linebackers. They were picking apart our linebacker. We struggle still to cover the middle of the football field. There were a few crazy passes. I mean, that one that Trevor Lawrence found Brian Thomas, I believe. Was it Brian Thomas? I forgot who it was on the boundary. I think at like the 50-yard line. That was one of the greatest passes I think I've seen this season. That's the Trevor Lawrence that everybody thought they were going to get out of Clemson. He's just not consistent enough. And, Lawrence had 220 in the air. He had 0 touchdowns. I never in my life, you guys, thought that we would lose to the Jacksonville Jaguars with Trevor Lawrence, 0 touchdowns, 1 pick, and Travis Etienne not having 1 touchdown on the ground. He did not have 100 yards. He only averaged 3.8 a clip. Who would have thought the Jacksonville Jaguars can beat this Raiders football team with Trevor Lawrence not getting 1 touchdown in the passing game? Now, Lawrence did have 2 running the football, but again, Travis Etienne didn't have any on the ground. So, and Parker Washington, he killed us. He killed us in coverage, though. I got to keep it a buck here. 8 catches, 90 yards. He averaged 11.3 a clip on 9 targets on 8 receptions. He looked really good out there. But again, I got to give some game balls. Okay, I got to give some game balls. Chip Kelly, Raheem Mostert, Ashton Genty. I'm going to give Palomal 1, Darian Porter 1, Brock Bowers, of course. Eric Stokes, I'll give him some love. And I gave the O-line a little bit of love as well. I thought they did a decent job yesterday. Now, this defense, these linebackers, they can't cover for shit. This defense can't tackle for shit. How many tackles did we miss yesterday, you guys? I forgot how many tackles we missed yesterday. It was just disgusting. Max was whiffing on tackles. You know what? I got to give Adam Butler some love also, though. Give Adam Butler. Adam Butler looked good out there. He looked good out there yesterday. I think he had a couple passes defensed as well. Adam Butler was all over the place. I think he did. No, he had 2 tackles for loss. He had a QB hit. That's what it was. He also had 5 tackles. So Adam Butler looked good on the defensive line. He did. But, man, this defense, you guys, very, very fraudulent. And yes, Adam Butler did whiff on some tackles also, Suave. I remember a play where their running back, he just hit him in the helmet, didn't even go at him, didn't even try to tackle him. He thought that just the pressure with the push was going to put him on his ass. And all it did was push him forward. He continued to run. I think it was the running back. I think it was Tootin that had that carry where Adam Butler essentially could have grabbed him and wrapped up, but he didn't wrap up. He just kind of pushed him, and he went off for another 3 or 4 yards. I forgot what play that was, but Adam Butler definitely did not wrap up. He kind of just did one of these and pushed him forward, and he continued to play. It was nasty. It was nasty. Was it Etienne? Taino? I could have swore it was Tootin, but you may be wrong. Maybe right. It was a shoulder tackle. It was nasty, nasty work. But this defense, nasty, man. Patrick Graham, I do believe, and you guys may not believe, but I think that Graham is going to be, he's going to be the scapegoat. And mind you, he has not done a great job by any means. I don't think that he's done enough to keep his job anyways. But once again, with this team struggling at 2-6, somebody is going to have to get the axe here very soon. And I do believe it's going to be Patrick Graham because, again, you have a defensive-minded head coach in Pete Carroll. You're seeing 2 different philosophies, kind of combined together, and it's not working. It's clearly not working. So, honestly, with the missed tackling and, just the defense looking like dog shit. I mean, they gave up 30 points, you guys, to a Jacksonville Jaguars team who averaged 10 points a game the last 2 games. That is nasty. And they gave up 151 yards on the ground. 151 yesterday. The Raiders only had 57 yards on the ground. They gave up 151 on the ground. The defense struggled. So what the fuck is the defense as a whole? I don't know what the hell they were doing yesterday. Malcolm Kuntz continues to struggle. Everyone knows I'm a Kuntz fan, but I'm hoping with the deadline tomorrow, I believe it's 4 p.m. Eastern, that another team comes calling. I know the Niners can use another edge rusher. Maybe they think that they can fix him coming off that knee injury. Get Kuntz out of here. He's going to be a free agent next year. You're not bringing him back the way that he has looked this season. You might as well move on from Malcolm Kuntz. And I'm a Malcolm Kuntz guy, but I have to be real here. I got to keep it a buck. Look, it's not working out. He's not doing his job opposite of Max Crosby. Got to get Malcolm Kuntz out of here, man. Because regardless, you're not going to get, he's not coming back next year anyways. So hopefully Kuntz is a name that we can monitor the next 24 hours. And hopefully a team comes calling. We see what the Eagles did. Howie Roseman doing Howie Roseman shit. Parting ways with a third rounder to Miami for Phillips. He'll end up probably being an all-pro edge rusher out there in Philadelphia. Howie Roseman just doing Howie Roseman shit. It would feel so good to have a Howie Roseman in the building. The way he called, just the way he goes about his business, man. He's just a slick ass motherfucker, man. I know Howie Rosemans don't grow on trees, you guys, but if we could somehow, some way, have our own version of that, it would be phenomenal. It'd be phenomenal. Brusky says, Graphk, got to give flowers to big play Trey Tucker. That big boy block. He definitely had a great block, but he also had a bad drop. What did he have? Like 30-plus yards yesterday? I think he had like 30 yards, 38 yards on 3 catches on 4 targets. He had one nasty drop that would have been, I believe, a first down. Once again, don't quote me on this, you guys. We were watching the game live, and I haven't gotten a full opportunity to watch everything back. You know what I mean? To see everything. But I remember Trey had a nasty drop that could have kept the momentum going offensively. That was really, really bad. It hit him, and it looked like it hit him right smack center. Like it was a great thrown football, and Trey Tucker just dropped it. So but again, yeah, he did have a nice block there for Genty, for sure. But the defense as a whole, you guys, you can't perform that way against the Jacksonville Jaguars. You can't. They were missing Travis Hunter, a guy and they were beat up at the wide receiver position. Brian Thomas, I think he has like a high ankle sprain or something like that to that effect late in the game. They were beat up offensively. Like they were beat up. And early on, you guys, we were playing the run very, very well. That first half, that defense, it was a bend don't break situation. Polamalu getting a goal line pick. Those guys finding themselves in the red zone several times, but only leaving the first half with 3 points, which came from a 68-yard field goal. I mean, who the fuck else, you guys, would have to endure that kind of pain, right? Who else? What other fan base would have to endure that kind of pain? A 68-yard record-breaking kick at Allegiant Stadium as time expires. It's just nasty. I'm convinced, especially after Daniel Carlson misses the extra point that would have had this game tied up, or would have had us up by 1 and would have forced the Jags to play the game a little bit differently there in the second half. So, what the fuck is Daniel Carlson? It's the defense as a whole. It's Patrick Graham and Pete Carroll. They called a really bad game. The defense could not tackle. They could not stop a nosebleed. Over 150 yards, again, on the ground. But, yeah, man, you got to give Carlson also a what the fuck. He had 1 field goal, right? 24-yarder. But he missed the extra kick. That really, really killed us. We had some momentum going into the half. We're thinking, okay, we're about to be up 7-0 at the half. We get the football back. And that right after the half, I think we went 3 and out and gave the football back right back to the Jaguars, which was nasty. But again, Carlson, man, bro, you have one job, extra point indoors. There is nothing going on. There's no wind. There's no snow. There's no nothing. There's nothing. You are in a controlled environment, nothing but just beautiful air conditioning, and you miss an extra point that was major, that came back to bite us in the ass at the end of the game. Look at that score, you guys, 30-29. Carlson's big miss kick definitely came back to bite us in the ass. Nasty, nasty work. Salute to my guy, Big Lobosco in the building, my dog. And in the name of Jesus, Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny, a 68 accurately 72-yard field goal that hit most of the years of the football gods will shine on us in the future, just not this season. Yeah, who would have thought, man? Who would have thought? A 68-yard field goal. And this was the guy that they said, I think during the offseason or sometime before a game, that he hit like a 70-yarder before game time. It would happen to the Raiders that he goes out there right before the half and just breaks a record. It's nasty, nasty work. It's disgusting. Salute to my guy Bosco in the building, man. Yeah, Kenny, I agree with you. The defense is nasty. It's disgusting. Disgusting. And also, I want to shed some light real quick, you guys. I know a lot of people were freaking out last night about Max's tweet. I think that everybody is tripping for nothing. I think that honestly, he feels all of our pain. This is a guy that is a leader in his locker room. He loves this fan base. He loves this team. He is a Raider through and through. What he put on Twitter, you guys, was nothing short of him just saying, I feel for you guys. I'm just be patient. Things are going to change. This is not a situation where Max was trying to put it out there or hint that he was trying to move, okay? He's already said it. He wants to be a Raider. I mean, look, Mark Davis has come out and said he's not going anywhere. But again, for those who are wondering what he said, Raider Nation, I love y'all with everything in my heart and soul. Y'all deserve better. Stay as one. It will change. Condor love, okay? So there you have it. There was nothing there. I see a lot of people, oh, my God, Max is saying he wants to get out of here and so on and so forth. Stop it. Stop it. That is the actual total opposite of what Max Crosby said. Basically, in a nutshell, I'm here for the long run. We're going to right the ship. We're going to get it right at some point. Now, as a fan, I don't know when the hell that's going to happen. I've been waiting forever for this shit to happen. But to see the leader of the locker room, your best player on the defensive side of the football, and probably your best player all around, not named Brock Bowers, because Brock is just different, right? Saying that is big. He's just trying to calm the fan base down. I think he sees all of the nasty shit that we're putting on Twitter, including myself. I damn near had a mini meltdown yesterday on Twitter. So even Chuck hit me like, Charles, he was like, yo, you're going to be good, brother. Like he shared a nice little note with me, and it was like Eric Allen's video, the Hall of Fame. And salute to C Wood, man. Just the greatest ever. But yeah, man, don't put too much stock into a tweet that Max put out there that had nothing to do with the potential trade or him wanting to get the hell out of here. You know what I mean? So let's calm down a little bit. Leon says, laughing, hell yeah, you did, bro. I was having a meltdown yesterday, dog, because once again, it's either we get blown the hell out, Leon, or we lose in a heartbreaking fashion. Like, it seems as though there's no middle ground there. Like, we don't lose a game by 7. We don't lose, one of those type of games. It's either you lose by 90 or you lose by 1 point. It's just nasty, man. It's just nasty. Lou, man, if I'm a betting man, again, Jacoby is still a guy. He played all game long yesterday, you guys. He had some interesting, words to say during the media session as well. We'll go over that in a second. But, a guy yesterday, he wasn't this target. He wasn't targeted that much. You know what? I'm lying. He was targeted 6 times. He had 4 catches, 23 yards, a long of 7. He averaged 5.8 a clip. He was wide open once again at that 2-point conversion that could have put us in the win column again. But Jacoby is still a name to monitor. Malcolm Kuntz is definitely a name to keep an eye on. It was good to see JPJ out there starting that ball game. I thought he played pretty well. He went through his bumps and bruises, but Jackson Powers Johnson is here to stay. Hopefully this regime does not move him. So I don't even want to flirt with the idea of moving on from your best offensive lineman that you have right now on this roster, not named Colton Miller. But some names to potentially keep an eye on: Malcolm Kuntz, who's looked really, really bad for us. Jacoby Myers. Honestly, I don't know. Maybe a team comes calling for Raheem Mostert. I don't know. Maybe a team, can use another running back, and they've seen what he has been able to do for us in special teams. And he's taken advantage of a few of his snaps and reps that he's got. But once again, he's sitting behind a top 10, running back that, it's going to be difficult for him to get some snaps. So another team may come calling for Raheem Mostert. That's maybe a name to monitor. I don't think the Raiders will move on from him. He's helped a ton in special teams. Wants to get over 200 yards special teams yesterday, returning kicks. masterful performance for Raheem Mostert yesterday. But I would keep an eye on him. I think he may be a name to keep an eye on because once again, there are a lot of running back needy teams right now that can use some help at the running back position as they get closer and closer to the playoffs. We're not there, but there's some decent teams out there that can use some running back help. Let me catch up on these supers real quick. Salute to my guy Ant once again. I'm tired of seeing these wide receivers sitting in these zones with none of our defenders anywhere near them. This is a problem more on the talent or the DC or both. It's on both. This is what this defense has looked like since he's been here. So you can't just blame at this point. I think that they're doing exactly what Graham wants them to do. This is a bend, don't break defense. They're saying basically what Graham is saying is, here, you guys can have whatever you want in the middle of the football field. Honestly, this is the definition of bend, don't break. Honestly, like bend, don't break. They'll let you get to the goal line. They'll let you get in the red zone situations. They want to hold you to 3 or pray to God that they can get a turnover like they did yesterday with Palomar. But I'm just under the assumption now that is just Patrick Graham's defense. And I don't think it has anything to do. Also, let me say this. You don't have a tight end that can cover for shit. We haven't had a linebacker that can cover for anything for a long, long time. So you can put it on the players. But again, these coaches are the ones going out there getting these guys. Landon Roberts can't cover. Devin White can't cover. Jamal Adams is not a cover guy at this point in his career. That's why they moved him from safety to linebacker. We have nobody out there in the middle of the football field that can cover for shit. You know what I mean? So I think, honestly, you got to put this more on Patrick Graham and put a lot of it on Pete Carroll for the way he assembled this roster. Honestly. Salute to Rube, man. Appreciate you, brother. Rube been going crazy these last few days with the supers, man. My dog. After a day of heartbreak, I can truly say I'm pleased with what I seen yesterday. I hear you, brother. We were competitive on offense, which is where our money and stars are at. I love that. Bingo. Phenomenal take right there. I'll take this week's Geno over most of the games I've seen. If this Geno showed up, we probably have 4 wins. We may even have 5 wins. Real talk. Think about this. If this Geno played that Chargers team week 2, you're beating them. What else? I mean, the Chicago game for sure. You're winning that football game. So essentially, you could have 4 or 5 wins right now if you had that Geno Smith playing like that all season long. Agreed with you, brother. Salute to my guy, Ruben. I definitely had to take a night to kind of sleep on this. We're 2-6. It sucks. I hate to watch my team lose ball games consistently just on a yearly basis. But again, right, this is what we've been asking for. Rube was a competitive bunch to go out there and play football. I just think that it just sucks that there's never a time, Rube, where the offense and defense are on the same page. That's what sucks to me. It's like we have a great performance from the offense, the defense shits the bed. We have a great performance by the defense, the offense shits the bed, right? Remember that Chicago game? Genty played out of his mind. But again, Geno throws 3 picks. Defense played really, really well. We lose in heartbreaking fashion. We just never can have an all-around great performance. Yesterday, the O looked good in the second half. Special teams was phenomenal for us. The defense shits the bed. It's just nasty, man. Yo, tell C Wood that Hug needs a call too, bro. Salute to my brother Hug, man. No, he hit me on Twitter yesterday. He hit me on Twitter and was just like, what did he say? What did he say yesterday? I forgot what he said. Salute to C Wood, man. One of literally the most just coolest dude ever, most humble, down-to-earth superstar you'll ever meet in your life. I put something out there like, I'm done, because I was just so pissed. I just said, I'm done, and he hit me up. This is what he said. Let me see. Let me find this real quick. And once again, man, salute to everybody here in the building. You guys wipe them feet, hit them thumbs up. If you guys are not subscribed yet, what are y'all waiting on? Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Let me see. This is what he said. Boom, boom, boom. Salute to C-Wood once again. I said, I'm just done, man. C-Wood says, just thought I would send a ray of sunshine your way, homie. Go Raiders. And he sent me the Eric Allen Hall of Fame jacket ceremony out there at Allegiant Stadium, which I loved. So it kind of lit me up a little bit, to have C-Wood hit me, send that over to me. So salute to my guy, man. Hug, appreciate you, brother. Salute to my guy, Hafi, on a $10 smackaroonie. Sucks to lose, but I enjoyed watching the game yesterday. I appreciate the Max tweet. He understands that the fans care a lot about this team, and that's why we can get so emotional. Facts, Hafi. Honestly, I mean, as emotional as I get on Twitter, it's like I need to have somewhere where I can sound off that's not just on YouTube, right? And Max, man, I know he sees it. We follow each other on Twitter, and I know he's probably like, man, this motherfucker Graphk be tweaking, but he understands it. He gets it. He's like, dude, man, these fans have been fans forever, and this team has rarely been good. So he understands it. He gets it. I know some of it is frustrating when it gets personal. I would never attack him personally or any of those guys. But, you know, the only thing I continue to say is Geno had a good performance yesterday. But Geno, man, it's just, this is not the guy that we signed. You know what I mean? And it's funny because certain people feel the exact same way that are on this football team, that are close to this football team. So I'm not the only one that's tripping out and thinking that Geno just is not a good football player. Now, again, he showed some signs of life yesterday. 4 touchdowns, 1 pick, almost 300 yards throwing the football. But again, Geno comes right back down, right back down to ground level there with that 2-point conversion as he throws a fastball right at a defensive tackle's hand, like right at it. Like he didn't try to throw a rainbow. It's like, it's clear, Hafi, to me. It just doesn't feel like Geno really cares. And then he goes into his presser and you know, who was it? I think it was Jesse that asked him, you know, why did you double pump? And he said, it's football, brother. Like, that's your answer? Like, that's your answer? That's your response? Why'd you double pump there? Did you see something there? It's football, brother. There was literally no reason at all to double pump there. You didn't have to do that. There was no reason. You had Tyler Lockett open, you guys. He had him open as the play, as he snapped the football. Tyler Lockett was pretty much already in the back of the end zone with nobody around him. There was no reason to double pump. There was nothing. This is why I question his vision. And once again, he doesn't go through his progressions, which is nasty because all you had to do was just dump one off to Jacoby right there in the middle of the end zone. Game over. That's the easier throw to make. But again, Tyler Lockett wide open as the play starts, and Geno just makes shit way more difficult than what it needs to be. This for nothing. And again, it's football, brother. What kind of fucking response is that? Like, own up to your shit. You know what, man? I messed up. That was on me. I shouldn't have did that, but no, it's football, brother. The defender made a good play that ended the game. To me, it just sounds like Geno's on some, I'm getting paid. I got my new deal. I don't really give a shit. Honestly, that's just how it sounds, and that's how it feels. And honestly, much respect to Geno's performance yesterday, but without Brock Bowers, you guys, it would have been another miserable performance from Geno Smith yesterday. It's just very, very good that we have a superstar tight end on this roster because, again, without him out there, this would have been another rough day offensively. We would have sat there and watched this Jaguars team probably just dog walk this Raiders football team if it wasn't for Brock yesterday. Salute to Mateo, man. Thomas Howard was the last linebacker that could cover, man. Missed Thomas Howard, bro. Salute to my guy Mateo, man. Missed Thomas Howard, bro. Yeah, I started the show a little early, you guys. My apologies. Salute to 2-4, Gifting 5, OLV Raiders Network memberships. My brother, salute to you and salute to all the new members here in the building because of nose ring, you guys. No booger. Nose ring, no booger. My guy, 2-4. If you want to become a member and you missed out on those 5, hit the link. It's pinned up top. It definitely helps us keep the lights on over here at OLV Raiders Network. Salute to my guy, 2-4. And also, salute to everybody listening on Spotify and Apple Podcast. You guys continue to go over there and download. It helps us over there in the audio algorithm, and it keeps opportunities coming our way over here at OLV in terms of the audio pods side of things. So salute to you guys. Jordy says the title got my size. Let's crash out. Hey, bro, at this point, you know, it's funny. When I set this up yesterday, I was ready to crash out. But again, you know, when you have some time to just sleep on it and think, okay, Pete's at the podium. Honestly, I really don't even want to hear him, but all right. We'll go over here and check out the presser. Honestly, I really do not want to hear what they.
And so, like, there's nothing about his game that isn't on point. You know, it's smart, it's aggressive, they're consistent, they take care of the football. They've been doing that for a long time. That's what's made him consistently successful, I think.
Last night you were talking about the trade deadline, that you guys are always competing and looking for ways to maybe help. Do you mean that just in terms of this year? Or are you okay with maybe making a move that would maybe ding the present just a little bit in order to?
No, I'm not thinking that way. That doesn't. It never comes to my mind at all. We're trying to get better, ongoing right now, and see what we can get done.
How different is the prep?
He's talking like he's in full control.
How different is it for
like
you guys?
It is really. It's significantly different. We got to cover this game that we just played and get all that done, which is a Monday, and then there's a Tuesday break, and then
usually a
Wednesday
head coach
game
would
plan
say, "I'll leave
starts.
that up to my general
Monday,
manager."
Wednesday is what this is. So and then each
Just
day
fair.
is just accelerated. So it's equally the same for both teams, and it's a challenge. Everybody's got to work quickly. We got to be really efficient, and we need to get out of these other kinds of meetings as soon as we can, to keep us going. But this is the Thursday challenge that you have, and it's better when both teams come off a Sunday game, to help even it up. Thank you.
Thank God we caught the ass end of that. I didn't want to watch that at all. But again, there's something funny there when you hear that. When you hear, no, we're not planning on. Ooh. Like, bro, like last I checked, bro, like you're not the general manager, Pete Carroll. There's a guy, most head coaches would have handled that situation and said, hey, we have a general manager for that. Whatever, Spy Tech sees fit, we're running with. But until then, I'm going to coach, the personnel that I have right now. This is what we're running with until my general manager says, hey, we're going in another direction. I'm just, I'm confused as this is supposed to be a package deal. This is what they said when they were both introduced, at their introductory presser, was it's going to be a 50-50 type situation. And we have not heard Spy Tech's voice up to this point, have not heard him. He rarely speaks about anything. And then again, you see Pete up there with all the power in the world saying, no, we're trying to see this thing through and get better. So, but again, he could just be talking. But again, I don't think that we have anybody on this roster, you guys, that any team is going to come screaming for. Like the only player we have is Jacoby that could potentially at best is get you a third rounder, which I think we would probably have to settle for a fourth round pick for Jacoby Myers. There's not a lot of talent on this roster. So, I mean, what do you get for Malcolm Kuntz at this point? Are you going to swap a late round pick? Are you going to get maybe a 7th round pick, 6th round pick, maybe tops? There's not a lot you can get with what you have right here. That's why a lot of people were okay with flirting with the idea of potentially moving on from Max, because he's the only player that would field you any real draft capital, not named Ashton Genty and not named Brock Bowers, of course. So, but again, Graham, I believe the question was pretty much, are you willing to move? This wasn't verbatim, and you guys can add to it if you were watching the entire presser. What it sounded like was, are you kind of willing to take a step back with some of these football players in order to build this thing up for the future? And Pete kind of elaborated and said, hey, no, we're trying to see this thing through, not verbatim, and we're trying to build this thing up and continue to, get better. That's what it seemed like to me. Now, again, I could be totally wrong. We did show up late to the presser. So again, but that's what it sounded like to me. Does Geno just need multiple speedy 4-3-4 receivers like he had with Austin at West Virginia? That was so fun to watch Austin, man. And the air raid offense to be successful and kill it? I'm starting to think so, man. Well, hey, again, this is the crazy thing. And salute to Johnny Wade, man. I hope you're feeling better, my brother. Good to see you in the building. If that's the case, and you need some speed, Miami's trying to potentially move Waddle. I know that they're asking for a 1st round pick and then some, which I don't think you're going to get. And salute to Champ Kelly. I have to say this real quick. Once a Raider, always a Raider. Phenomenal football mind. He is taking over as the interim GM for Miami. They just moved on from Gear. Is it Gear? Whatever the hell his name is. He's been there for many moons in Miami. But Champ Kelly is the one calling the shots out there right now. So good to see that. Maybe he's willing to play some ball with the Raiders. I don't know. But if you want some speed, hey, you know what? And if you need some speed, S. Dot, why do you bench a 6'5", 6'6", rookie out of Tennessee who is a speedster for a 5'10", slow as fuck Tyler Lockett? If that's what it's about. I'm sorry, y'all. I would have liked Greer. That's what Greer. There it is. Not Greer. I'm not a Dolphin fan, so I'm not too, in the know. But yes, Greer. Know the face, don't really know the name. But it would have been great to see a great 50-50 ball guy there available, for that 2-point conversion. You got 5'10" Tyler Lockett in the back of the end zone. It would have been great to see potentially Dante out there, maybe a nice little 50-50 ball his way. But again, Tyler Lockett did what he was supposed to do. I can't continue to knock Tyler Lockett. He went out there and he got wide open. He was there. He was ready. He was sitting there like, give me the football. But again, Geno with the unnecessary double pump, and then throws a damn fastball at the defensive tackle's hands. Nasty work. Disgusting work. Salute to Hafi. One more. During the game yesterday, I saw Pete looking at Pickett, and he had his helmet on ready to go. Definitely did. We talked about that during the show. Me and Hammer were live, and there was a brief moment where he was saying something, and it kind of looked like a "be ready, young fella." That's kind of what it looked like. And again, I'm putting words in Pete Carroll's mouth. You know what I mean? But it looked like a "be prepared, be ready," because yes, he was helmet on, looking like, let's get it popping. So. Salute to Hafi. Get a few questions in, you guys. I love Brock's response yesterday to you guys. We got a chance to. He was interviewed yesterday in the locker room after the game. This is what he had to say. It's not a great feeling. And this is what you want out of your players. A guy that comes from Georgia that's used to winning football games, national championships and shit. It's not a great feeling. You want to come back in here and celebrate with the guys. It sucks. You can't celebrate anything. I think we're definitely still working on finding that identity, especially now that we're getting everyone back to full strength. So I'm excited to see what the rest of the year holds. It's great to see him speak like that. And then it's great to hear Ashton Jeanty talk about, a week or so ago about, hey, man, let's not act like this team has not been losing for a long time. You know what I mean? Like, you want your young guys to really talk that shit. You want these guys to hold this team accountable. Then you see Jacoby, about talk about the 2-point conversion. Oh man, it sucks that we lost, but this is why we love football. And what was the quote that Jacoby said? It was something along the lines of like, but that's why you play the game, and this is why we love football. And bro, I don't want to hear that. I want to hear, hey man, Tyler Lockett was open in the back of the end zone. I was open right there, dead smack in the middle of the end zone, ready to win that football game. We lost a heartbreaker. Our fan base deserves better. I like to hear that type of shit. I don't like these just it's whatever kind of situations in the media. Like, it's just kind of whatever. I love what Brock said. Like, I want to celebrate with my teammates. There's nothing to celebrate. Ashton Jeanty, this team has been bad for a long time. We're trying to correct that. I want to hear that. I want to hear Max say what he said. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, bro, like, you guys deserve way better. That's the kind of shit that I want to hear, man, from our leaders. I don't want to hear Geno is football, brother. The fuck does that mean? It sounds like another excuse for you. Pete Carroll, G looked excellent out there today. When it mattered the most, Pete, your guy that you handpicked, that you brought over from Seattle, that you moved a third-round pick for, couldn't get it done with numerous receivers open. Numerous. Everybody was just sitting there like, G played excellent. When it mattered the most, a 34, 35-year-old, I keep forgetting how old he is at this point. I think he's 35 now. Quarterback could not get it done. He could not get it done. One read, snaps the football, looks right at Tyler Lockett, stares him down, double pumps in a situation where you did not have to do so. And again, if all you do it, look, if you don't stare down Tyler Lockett, you just look right down that lane. There's a clear lane because your guards push those DTs out. There was a clear lane for you to potentially make a move with your legs Or you could have seen Jacoby just right dead smack in the middle, wide open with nobody around him. That's a walk-off. That is a walk-off. This is not the type of shit, Pete Carroll, that veteran quarterbacks do. It's just not. If you're going to throw the football to Tyler Lockett, you got to get rid of that football immediately. Immediately. He held on to it way too long. He allowed that, the defense had all the time in the world to set and get situated. But that left side of the end zone, those defenders were in a mixer. They had Tyler Lockett. But by the time, honestly, you guys, by the time Geno even threw that football, honestly, I think, and I could be wrong on here, maybe I'm nitpicking, but I thought that the defender could have had a chance to make a play on the football at that point when Geno finally got rid of the football, when the ball hit the defender in the hands. I thought at that point, I'm like, honestly, even if it got past the DT, there was so much time for one of those defenders to make a play on the football. But again, that man was wide open. Wide open. Just sitting in the backfield, wide the hell open. It's nasty, man. So let's 2-4. Graphk, Geno, what the fuck you doing? It's football, brother. That's the response that you get from your quarterback. Why did you double pump in that situation? Was it something you seen? It's football, brother. Why can't Geno say, I made a mistake there and I lost this game for my football team? Simple and plain. I had Lockett wide open, Jacoby wide open in the middle. Just be honest, be transparent, man. Take some ownership. For you to even look at the way you looked at Michael Mayer when he threw that pick and he blamed it on Mayer, and then Mayer took full accountability for it. That's disgusting, man. A third-year guy, Michael Mayer, taking full accountability for a mistake that his quarterback made. He did the same shit with Dante as well. I think it was the pick in Indianapolis where he blamed him for that. Where I think it was almost a pick six, but they called him out of bounds or something like that. I forgot. I was there live, you guys. I seen the play. This motherfucker blamed Dante Thornton for the play. It had nothing to do with Dante. Nobody told you to throw that football into what, double, triple? I forgot what it was at the time because I was there live, but I know he was at least in double coverage. But you go to your presser and you blame your rookie wide receiver for a mistake you made? The fuck are you talking about? Again, I'm not here to bash Geno and what he did yesterday. Outside that 2-point conversion, which that's what mattered. That's what the game came down to. He looked okay out there. There was a few plays where I'm like, oh, Geno is Geno, threw a nasty pick, right? But again, take some accountability, man. But again, if Pete's not gonna hold him accountable, why the hell is Geno gonna hold himself accountable? He is handpicked, you guys. He is handpicked. He's handpicked. He is the prodigal son, so to speak. Like, he can do no wrong in Las Vegas with Pete Carroll as the head coach. This is why I hated this pairing, because again, you have your guy and he looks at you like a father figure. And again, that relationship is solidified. If Pete's not going to hold him accountable, why is he going to hold himself accountable? G had an excellent game yesterday. This is what came out of our head coach's mouth at the presser yesterday. Geno had an excellent game. I just want to hear Geno looked really good out there yesterday, but when it mattered the most, he made a mistake that cost this football team a victory. Simple and plain. It's nasty work, man. Hug, my apologies, brother. Did I miss it? There you go. There you go. I will tell you, I hated Geno bitching on the sidelines after the pick. Someone needs to snatch his braids out of his head. Dude believes he's perfect. Yeah, man, 11 picks. Tied with Tua for the lead, I believe. Let me see. I want to look up. Interception leaders 2025. Let's see. Looking right now, Games played with Geno, 8. Games played with Tua, 9. Both 11 picks. So in one less game, Geno has 11 picks tied with Tua. So he is in the lead right now at number 1 with 11 picks. He's also been sacked 21 times. The next closest player to those guys are 2 guys in Cincinnati, and Joe Flacco and Jake Browning, 8 picks. And then Justin Herbert also has 8 picks. And Joe Alt went down again yesterday. Nose ring, no booger, y'all. Nose ring, no booger. He went down yesterday again. It looked bad with Joe Alt. So again, that O-line is beat up. But yeah, 11 picks. Leads the league. Leads the league. It's nasty work, man. Nasty work. Nasty. Salute to everybody here in the building. As always, appreciate you guys so much for rocking with me. Hangover Monday, Coffee and Convo edition. Nasty loss yesterday to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Heartbreaking fashion, losing by 1 point. Actually losing, because of an extra point that Carlson missed. Losing because of a Geno Smith mishaps 2-point conversion to end the game. Losing because Jacksonville just chose to have a 68-yard field goal, as time expired to break the record. Kind of crazy. LV, I did not know that, brother. To Tom Brady's family, lost his mother. Oh, man. Prayers going out to the Brady family. That sucks, man. Salute to Tom Brady, man. Denver's going to be tough. Oh, yeah, they definitely are. Coming off of a nasty win against the Texans without C.J. Stroud, a field goal to win it. They're hearing all the smoke from the national media, their fan base, our fan base. They're back home, short week. They're going to want to kick our ass. And you don't think for once, Bo Nix has struggled this year, you guys. He has struggled. That offense has struggled. Don't think for one moment that they're not looking at this defensive performance last night against this Jacksonville Jaguars team and thinking, oh, my God, we're about to kill these motherfuckers. Don't think for once that the Denver Broncos offense isn't looking at this defense and saying, they're salivating. They're saying, oh, man, we're about to right the ship at home on a short week against a very bad defense. That's what they're saying right now. I guarantee you. There's a few players that they account for, right? They have to account for Max. And honestly, at that point, Stokes, other than that, that's really pretty much it. But Suave, yes. Patrick Surtain is out. He's on IR. So he'll be gone for at least 4 games, I believe. But they're looking at this team. They're going to look at the tape and say, oh, man, we're going to beat the dog shit out of them at home on a short week. So once again, I'm just hoping for a competitive game, man. That's it. That's what we've been asking for up to this point, right, you guys, is just go out there and compete. And they did it yesterday, but they did it with a team that they should have beat, who was beat up, had a quarterback that was coming in with an illness, and they still couldn't find a way to snatch that game. It's kind of nasty. Yeah, man, down. Eagles made a trade for Jalen Phillips, 3rd-round pick. And it sounds like Miami's going to eat most of that contract as well. I think $6 million. Howie Roseman is just a fucking stud, man. Greatest GM in sports. It's like not even close either. It's not even close. You know what, man? Tom McMahon, I got to say this. I'm with you. I think that Tom McMahon sucks. But these last few weeks, the O-line, special teams has kind of bounced back a little bit. Yesterday, Raheem Mostert balled out over 200 yards on like 4 or 5 kicks, kick returns. Dylan had one return for like 30 yesterday. They've been slowly getting better. So I've been kind of taking the foot off the gas, so to speak, a little bit when it comes to Tom McMahon. I thought that they've gotten better a little bit these past few weeks. So I still am not a fan of Tom McMahon. I think he's one of the worst special teams coaches in football. But this late in the game, I don't know who they would have to come in and replace him. So they'll probably run with him the rest of the season unless they just absolutely collapse and shit the bed again. Start looking more like they did early on in the season. So we'll see. Let me see. Hey, man, it's crazy. S. Dot says, Bills, Eagles. Okay. Yeah, man. And this would have been a great time to get a win, right? Kansas City goes out there, loses to the Buffalo Bills. Mahomes looks like dog shit. I don't think he had a touchdown yesterday. So, yeah, man, would have been a great time for the Raiders to kind of get one up on the Chiefs, so to speak, after getting blown out by them. But it is what it is. Kyle Pipe, nope, nothing. I haven't seen anything from the dog account on Twitter, Ricky Scoops. And there's nothing on Colton Miller at all either, you guys. There's no update with him. I don't know what the hell's going on. And I don't see them trading him after giving him an extension. I don't see it. And honestly, who's trading for a left tackle right now that may miss the rest of the season with a nasty injury? So I don't see it. Salute the dub. I think we know Pete ain't the answer. Problem is the organization is becoming one where coaches go to die. No desirable coach would take this job. Yeah, look, the thing that kills me, Dub, and this is why, and I know people keep saying we can't keep doing this carousel with the head coaching position. The thing that scares me is this. With Pete on this coaching staff, him being the head coach and being the decision maker, he's not going to get a quarterback in next year's draft. I don't see it. He'll probably wait and get one in the middle rounds. I don't see him even trying to get one in the first round to replace Geno Smith. I think that Geno will get rolled back out next year to be the guy. If you believe that you need to go out there and get a quarterback, which most of us in Raider Nation agree to get one early, Spy Tech needs to say, I'm going into this draft and getting my guy. And Pete, if you're not okay with that, you got to go. You got to go. Look, in a perfect world, you guys, and some people may not agree with me. I know that Joe Brady wasn't really that good before he got Josh Allen, but in a perfect world, you bring in a Joe Brady who has one of the best offenses in football in Buffalo. I think they have the best rushing attack right now with Cook and them out there. But I would bring Joe Brady in as a head coach and allow him to go get his quarterback. Allow him to go get his quarterback. Simple and plain is what it is. Even if he thought that Drew Allar, a guy that is like similar build as Josh Allen, could be the guy down the line. I'm not saying that he is, you guys. I know some of you guys are not real Drew Allar fans. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying this. Go get him. Let him get his quarterback, and let's run it. But again, yesterday kind of reminded me a little bit, you guys. It kind of reminded me, and some of you may disagree with me, and I love Ty Simpson. I think that's the guy. I love that kid from Alabama. I know that he hasn't played a ton of football up to this point, but he looks like a stud. But I thought Chip Kelly once again called a really, really good game yesterday. And I'm starting to see that some of the problems on the offensive side of the football outside of the O-line, clearly, right, is just Geno Smith. Like, Chip has had to change his offense around a few times and had to tinker with it because of the limitations that Geno has, because of him throwing so many picks. They've gotten away from the deep ball, and they've stopped doing certain things offensively. He called the best game of his Raider career yesterday. I'm talking about Chip Kelly. A really, really good game plan with Brock Bowers, of course. That changes things. But if you bring in Joe Brady in the offseason, Chip Kelly's gone. Because, again, they're not going to keep him around and keep his offense in the building. They would give Joe Brady the reins and let him call the O. But, again, I don't know if that's what they plan on doing. I don't know if they think that they already have a replacement in the building, if they do move on from Pete. But, again, if you want a quarterback early next year and early, if Mendoza and those guys and Simpson, those guys are available, and Pete's in the building and he's at the driver's seat in terms of decision-making, we may be in trouble because I don't trust Pete to go get a quarterback. I don't. I think he'd go get a corner or some shit with a top 5 pick. He's never really valued the offensive line, so he may even pass up on a great tackle there with the top 5 pick. So, I don't know, man. Doug, appreciate you, brother. Let me see. Yeah, the 2-point play was excellent. It's excellent. But once again, the guy that is the brains of the operation on the football field, Geno, could just not get it done. Once again, Geno'd it up. Had several receivers wide open and couldn't find a way to get it done. Nasty. What's our trade deadline deals that we might make? We've talked about it a ton already, Mark. Run the show back. But it's clearly it's Jacoby or it's Malcolm Kuntz, I think. And there may be another name, a surprise name that pops up. That linebacking core leaves a lot to be desired. Maybe somebody thinks that they need some help to stop the run. What if somebody came calling for Landon Roberts? Maybe they're thinking, hey, we keep getting gashed in the run game. We need somebody that can play the run and championship pedigree. Landon won 2 championships with the Patriots. Maybe somebody comes calling for him. I don't know. But again, we don't have a lot of talent on this roster. I don't see the Raiders getting a ton of calls before the deadline tomorrow. I just don't. There's Jacoby and then potentially a Malcolm Kuntz. Maybe somebody out there thinks that he can replicate that 2023 production, and they make a move for him. I think the Niners had another injury yesterday on the defensive line. I could be wrong. Somebody in the chat yesterday was saying that they lost another edge rusher. So maybe the Niners come calling. We shall see. They just picked up, I think, was it Keon White, and they brought Clee back in the mix. So Taino says AOC to New England. Maybe. I mean, the Josh McDaniels connection's there, right? He drafted him out of Purdue. Maybe. We'll see. Oh, Michael Williams got hurt. Damn. Wow. The Niners just have the worst luck in the world, bro. And they're still winning ball games. That is so crazy, bro. Salute to my guy, Ira, man. My dog. Gifting 10 and then gifting another 5, bro. You are the GOAT, dog. Salute to my boy, Ira, man. I appreciate you, man. Thank you again, Ira, for all the continued support, bro, that you bring over here to not only me, but my brothers, man. You know, Hammer and Wasted and everybody, man. Thank you, bro. That means a lot, man. Thank you so much. 15 new members in the building because of my guy, Ira. Salute. If you guys missed out on those and want to become a member, hit the link. It's pinned up top, man. And once again, we will get back to the members only shows as well. Trust and believe we will. We got some plans behind the scenes. It's been a crazy, hectic season up to this point, but we'll definitely get back to doing a few of those here and there, man. So salute to Ira. I appreciate you, bro. Salute to King as well on the $5. It's good to see my brother Jason Hunter in the building as well. Salute to my dog, man. Yeah, they lost their first round pick. That's crazy, man. Wild. How many times Mark going to have this setup of a head coach being a GM? Keep doing the same thing, expecting different results. It's insane. You know, I was just talking to Wasted on the phone about this, and I love Mark. You know, no one's going to make me feel any different about Mark. I think Mark loves this fan base. I think he loves the Raiders. I think he loves the sport of football, not as much as his dad, because there's not too many people in the world that understand the game more than Al. You know what I mean? But he loves his alumni. I think that he's a phenomenal human being. The thing is, King, I think at this point, Mark, a lot of people come in, and I may get bashed for this, and it is what it is. I think some people look at him as a walking lick. I think people look at Mark as a lick. And what I mean by that is Pete didn't have to come back to football. There was really one job for him. I know he interviewed with Chicago, I believe, but they were never going to bring him in. They wanted Ben Johnson the entire time. You know, he's a lick. Del Rio, nobody else wanted him at the time. Lick. Gruden, 10 years. Fully guaranteed. 10 years, fully guaranteed. When I don't believe anybody else was in the race to bring in John Gruden. Now, again, Gruden maybe made these crazy demands because he wasn't planning to come back coaching. But again, finessed him. 10 years, fully guaranteed money. Still paying him right now. Josh McDaniels comes in, Patriot way, full display, brings in his guy as the GM. He's running the shop. He's running the show. And again, nobody else wanted to hire Josh McDaniels. Again, nobody wanted to hire Josh McDaniels but us. AP, Mark Davis caves into the fan base. Bring him back, caves into the football players. He's a lick. He's a lick. Honestly, I feel like Mark is a lick. Like a lot of these guys come in the building. Let me ask you this, and I could be totally off base here. Tom Brady is a minority owner now. Richard Seymour, former Raider. How is Charles Woodson not a minority owner? How do you allow him to walk off to Cleveland? And again, I don't know the behind the scenes. There could be some stuff that happened. I don't know. But how do you not have Charles, if Richard Seymour, a guy that wasn't a career Raider, he is a Patriot at heart, he gets a stake. How is C. Wood not getting a stake with the Raiders? How? You allow him to go to Cleveland to get a stake in that franchise in his home state when Charles, when you think of the Raiders, when most people think of the Raiders, and I'm talking about not the guys that are 50 plus, okay? Not the guys that are 50 plus. Now, I'm not talking about the old late greats. When you think of the Raiders, my age and under, 40 and under club, you think Charles Woodson, you think Tim Brown, you think Howie Long, you think certain guys. Charles Woodson is one of those players that you think. Just kind of crazy to me. It's just crazy. But again, what do I know? I'm not in the know with all that stuff. But I'm just saying, if you are so big on the alumni and this and that, I just think that Mark is a lick, man. You know, and once again, I love Mark Davis. When I'm around him, he's such a genuine dude. He's a nice guy. I respect him so much. But again, I think that people look at him like a lick. All these coaches come in. They know what they can do. They know what they can't do, or they know what they can get away with, and then they get their little money and they leave. Pete didn't need to return. They made him a deal that he couldn't refuse. They made Chip Kelly the highest paid offensive coordinator in football. A walking lick. Who else overpays players, or not players, but coaches consistently? Just is what it is, man. Salute the king. Appreciate you, brother. And I think he's still maybe paying 3 or 4 coaches right now. So, again, I really believe that people look at Mark as a walking lick. So, the thing is, Omni, with Timmy, he's an ambassador for the team. So, Timmy is definitely well tied in with the Raiders. He's so involved with them in anything that they do. He's an ambassador, for them. And I know that Seawood has, a lot going on with the Raiders as well. The Woodson Whiskey, he's getting his own wing, over there at the Allegiant Stadium that's dope with his brand. So I know there's a respect, and they love each other, and they got real, genuine respect for each other. This is not me saying that, I would assume that if you're bringing all these other guys in and Chuck is looking to add some, owner under his belt, that you would potentially be a guy to say, I can't allow you to go anywhere else. You come over here. You stay home. But what do I know? Ira, my dog, man, this team makes you want to drink the bar dry and smoke some ooh-wee, but seeing Chiefs in third place, priceless. Salute to my guy, Ira. And you know what's sad, man, Ira? I feel you. But at what point are we okay with just watching other teams struggle in our division? At what point do we stop saying, oh, it feels good to see the Chiefs in third place, the Broncos in third place, the Chargers in third place, but we're sitting there in fourth? At what point does that happen? At what point do we stop worrying about what everybody else got going on? At least it feels good for this. Because I agree with you, Ira. I think we all have adapted that ideology of like, hey, man, at least this, at least that, at least this. But at what point do we start looking at ourselves in the basement of the division and saying, who gives a shit if the Chiefs are there at third place? We're in fourth. They're still fighting for something. We're not. Salute to my guy, Ray Glide. Preach, Graphk. Tired of this effing team. We are one of these teams that can't get right for decades now. Facts, man. Facts. Salute to my guy, Ray Glide, man. It's been like this for many moons now, my brother. Many moons. Many moons. It's crazy. Yeah, and once again, it's not a flex, right? It's not. At some point, we got to stop worrying about everybody else and just it's the misery loves company effect. It's like, oh, well, fuck it. If we're going to suck, at least the Niners are losing, or at least the Chiefs suck. Remember, you guys, we watched the Niners and Chiefs play a Super Bowl in our building. That fan base, both those fan bases, can forever hang that over our heads. Doesn't matter. We can laugh at them for doing this, laugh at them for doing that. These guys actually played a Super Bowl in our building. These guys actually painted those walls with their logos in our building. We'll never have anything that we can laugh at them about. Honestly, we can't. Those teams, Niners, all across our building. Chiefs, all across our building. They won a championship in our building. At what point are we just going to stop being like, oh, and be like, bro, what the fuck? But again, what do I know, man? Salute to Jay Insight, my guy, man. Appreciate you, brother. What's your thoughts on the report on Anthony Richardson being a trade prospect for us? I think at this point in Insight, I'm not a big Anthony Richardson fan. I never have been, but I am so desperate to have some type of young talent in the building that I think, or that potentially has something there, that I would make the move immediately. I would do it. You know what? Send them Malcolm Kuntz. They need some edge rusher help, right? I know they're trying to get Trey Hendrickson, and I know that Cincinnati's still asking for a first-round pick. Send them Kuntz. Give us Anthony Richardson. He's clearly not your future. You got Daniel Jones, who's playing at a high level. Yeah, he looked like shit yesterday, but they're still, 7-2? They got their quarterback of the future. Daniel Jones is still really young. So send him some defensive help. Give Lou a call, that defensive coordinator. You take him and give us Anthony Richardson. At least it's a guy that you could potentially develop. I would love to watch him and Genty and Brock on the football field together. That'd be fun. But again, I'm not an Anthony Richardson guy. I'm just not. I'm not. But again, if you can allow him to get healthy, and allow him to learn a little bit behind the scenes, maybe, just maybe he could be something down the line. I don't know. It's worth a shot. I mean, shit, fuck it. I mean, we got Cam Miller on the practice squad. We got Aiden O'Connell and Kenny Pickett on this roster. So I would just, at this point, I'm desperate for a quarterback, and I don't trust that this regime will go out there and get one in next year's draft class in the first round. So if you got to do it, do it. It is what it is. So, hey, swap one position for the next. At this point, Daniel, right, you just made a trade, or not a trade, but you picked up Brendan Jackson off of the waiver wire, I believe, right? I think it was the waiver wire from the Rams, and he's on the IR right now. He's a young pass rusher. You still have Tyree Wilson, a top 10 pick, that you still need to figure out what the hell are you doing with him. Are you going to give him more reps moving forward? Or like, what are you going to do with him? Kuntz is a free agent after this year. So again, like, I would give Tyree those reps, move Kuntz, and see what the top 10 guy can do with being on the football field more. You still got Snowden who can rotate in and out. You just drafted Tonka Hemingway, a guy that can play inside and out. You know what I mean? So essentially, if you can get somehow, some way a quarterback for Malcolm Kuntz's contract, you do it. And Kuntz would probably go out there and ball by Indianapolis. Honestly. So it is what it is. Let me see. Yeah, Frank, I don't know if they're going to trade Joe Milton. And I'm not a big Joe Milton guy. Honestly, if you're going to get a quarterback, I would rather get and that may sound crazy, right? Because I'm not a fan of either Anthony Richardson or Joe Milton. But I'd probably bring in Richardson. Did I miss a super? My apologies, my brother. Where's my guy? WP at? Let me see. Salute to Ty. He says, much love for Kuntz, but he's burnt. You got to go. This is facts, bro. Salute to my guy, Ty, man. Always good to see my brother in the building. Where is it? WP? Did I miss it, bro? Hold on. While I look for this super, you guys, wipe them feet, man. Hit them thumbs up. You guys are not subscribed yet. What are y'all waiting on? Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Salute. I'm ready to move on from PG and his soft zone defense. I think it's time to draft a new kicker as well. I hear you. I'm all for getting another kicker. And again, you guys, this is Daniel Carlson's last year on his deal. So it's not a foregone conclusion yet that they're going to bring him back. He's a free agent next year. We brought back AJ, which is the best punter in football, which is great. But yeah, he's a free agent. They have not signed him back yet. So something to monitor moving forward. Salute to my guy, WP. But I agree with you, man. This soft zone defense is ass. Middle of the football field, take whatever you want. Take whatever you want. Take whatever you want. It's about that time, you guys, for you to go get a linebacker that can cover. That can monitor these top tier tight ends. It's about that time. I think now we got to get a lot more younger and athletic at the linebacker position. You know what this linebacker position reminds me of right now? It reminds me of the Sacramento Kings. That's exactly what it reminds me of. Nothing fits. Nothing makes sense roster-wise on that line in that linebacking core. That's what it reminds me. You got Devin White, a guy that was supposed to be this and was never that. Landon Roberts, a guy that came in on a 1-year, $3 million deal, I believe. And it was only because of his run stuffing ability at the linebacker position. You got Jamal Adams. You converted him to linebacker. Essentially, he's like the Russell Westbrook of the linebacker position for us right now because they got him playing a power forward for the Kings. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a weird combination of players that makes absolutely no sense. The Kings have DeRozan, Levine, Russell Westbrook at times starting on the same roster. Like, it's just the weirdest fit ever. It doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense to me. The names, may pop out to some of us because Devin White, at times he's looked really good and then he doesn't. I think yesterday he had 16 tackles, but again, when he whiffs, he's bad. He's bad. And then, again, a lot more left to be desired at the linebacker position as a whole. So it is what it is, man. We got 837 people in the building, you guys. Get those likes up if you can. Get those likes up and also hit that subscribe button. If everybody in here can hit that like button, we can at least hit that 600, 700 mark. That'll keep us in the algorithm and get this live moving and grooving on the Instagram. All I ask, Instagram, YouTube, if you guys can, just get the likes up and also hit that subscribe if you're new here. Johnny, my dog, mad physical skills, but he's just not real football smart or experienced. And he also put on a team a couple times. We can get him for free next season to know since trading for him now. Johnny, what are you talking about? Or has Johnny, I think you're all over the place, brother. I think that medicine at the hospital was kicked in, my brother. Mad physical skills, but he's just not football smart or experienced. And he also, I think that's what you're trying to say, is put on it. Yeah, I'm sorry, Wade. My brother, love you. I can't read it. I'm trying, King. I'm trying, my brother. And you know you are my bro in real life. I'm trying to put the pieces to the puzzle together, and it's not coming together. Green Ranger, speaking of the Kings, they're making a roster move today. Okay. What are we doing, Green Ranger? Let me know what we're doing, because I'm not in the know right now. Is it the whole Ja Morant thing? Is that the thing that you're flirting with right here? The Ja Morant situation? There's a lot of talk of, I seen our general manager go on Twitter and tweet something. And he's done this before when he's made a move. Maybe Ja Morant. Of course, they would just give me all the guards, right? Let's go get all the guards in the NBA. Get all the guards. Just go get all the guards. No big men, no nothing. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. The fucking Kings, man. Oh, my God. If that's what you're talking about, that ain't a move, Green Ranger. Salute to my dog, though. Ira, man, you are a GOAT, my brother. Once again, 10 more OLV Raiders Network memberships. My brother, salute to you and salute to all the new members here in the building because of my guy, Ira Jackson, dog. You are one of the GOATs over here, my brother. Salute to you, Ira. Thank you, man. Hit the link. It's pinned up top, you guys, if you want to become a member and you missed out on those, man. Kings and A's, who let you down the worst? Oh, it's got to be the Kings by a long stretch. That's easy. It's the easiest shit in the world. They've never won anything. I was 5 years old watching my A's sweep the Giants in the 89 World Series. The earthquake. I remember that like it was yesterday. That shit beat Northern California up. I watched my A's lose to the Reds in the World Series. I think that was the Eric Davis and Larkin team. I think it went to Game 7 as well. I think that was 1990. So, I've seen my A's play some really good teams. I've played some really good years. I was there when Ricky broke the stolen base record. So, the Kings, they let me down every single year. They definitely will. I definitely will have the Maloof brothers and some of those Kings, the former owners and shit. They'll definitely be pallbearers at my funeral. They can go ahead and let me down one more time. One more time. If I had to pick my pallbearers, it'd probably be the Maloofs. They try to get rid of my Kings. I'd probably go ahead and take David Koval, the owner of the A's as well. He'd be a pallbearer at my funerals. He can let me down one more time. Also, Mark definitely has to be there as well. Love Mark to death, but also, again, we have not won anything, and my mental health relies heavily on the Raiders, and they continue to just not give a shit about it. So, yeah. Ty, what's the deal with Carlson? Like he regressed, man. I just don't know, Ty. I really don't know, brother. I really don't know. I really, truly don't know. He hit one field goal yesterday for like 24 yards, and then he missed the extra kick. I get very nervous anytime I see Daniel Carlson. I remember a few years ago, it was just like, oh, Carlson's out there. We're good to go. It felt like a Seabass situation for a year or so. It's like, oh, we're good. We're good. And then, it is what it is. So I really don't know, brother. I really don't. So DeRay, my dog, if we get good picks, do we have the coaching staff to develop them and put them in the right positions for them to shine? Don't trust this coach. If we get good picks, do we have coaching staff? We don't know yet. To be determined. Because once again, Tonka Hemingway, inactive. Kayla Rogers, inactive. JJ Pegues, inactive. Dante Thornton, after having a phenomenal offseason and being named a starter pretty early, inactive. Cam Miller, practice squad. Tommy Touchdown, no longer on the roster. Jack Besh, where was he at yesterday? I don't think he had one target yesterday. Besh didn't have one target. Not one. But Ian Thomas had a target. One catch for 9 yards. Besh was pretty much relegated to special teams because he dressed yesterday. It's just crazy, Ray. I really, truly don't know, bro. Okay, it was 4 games. I thought it was 7. I thought they went to 7 that year in 1990. I thought it went to 7. I was too young for the Kirk Gibson home run, but my family was screaming from the mountaintops, pissed the hell off when they won. When Kirk Gibby hit that home run, because my uncle was on he was on deck. My uncle Steve Sachs was on deck. I think that was the year. What was that? 82, you guys? A's Dodgers World Series. What year was that? Was it 88? Was it 88? Because I'm talking about 82. That was Steve's rookie season, I believe. It was 88 because we went back to back to back, I believe, right? We lost in 88 to the Dodgers, Dennis Eckersley, Kirk Gibson, walk-off. 89, we swept the Giants. And then 90, we lost to the Reds. Okay, it was 88. 88. Okay, yeah. I was really young. That 88 one, I was 4 years old. So I don't have a problem with the Dodgers. As an A's fan, I don't, because I can't stand the Giants, and they're their biggest rivals. So I'm cool with that. And then also my uncle played for the Dodgers. I always said if I had a national, league baseball team, it'd be the Dodgers. So I don't have an issue with the Dodgers at all. I was actually rooting for them in the World Series. Okay, so they swept us in 90. I swear it was 7 games, bro. What am I thinking about then? Again, I was 6 years old when that happened, but I swear, man, bro, like they swept us. Ira is tweaking today. Ira said, I'm going to go ahead and throw 10 more of them shits out there. 10 more. Ira, the GOAT of today's show, man. Ira is wilding. Salute to my brother Ira, man. Appreciate you, bro. Forever indebted, my brother. First time in earthquake. WP. Yeah, that was wild. That was a crazy, crazy year. Okay. So we did get swept. Yeah. All right. I remember I cried when the A's lost in 90. Reds beat our ass. Reds beat our ass. Nasty work. Iris said, you want another one? we need some more members. Who wants to be a member, you guys? Put a 1 in the chat if you want to be a member. Ira is losing his mind today. If you want to become a member, put 1 in the comments section. There's not going to be any more gray dot gang. Oh, there's a ton of 1s, man. Okay, well, and I know you know because you're a Reds fan. So there you go. There you go. Once again, man, my timelines are off today. Look, you guys, I'm still dealing with this Raider hangover right now. So it's hard to think back 88, 89, 90 baseball right now. It's nasty work. It's nasty. And Ira with a bomb. With a bomb. Ira is a part of the mafia. Ira is tripping today. Holy shit. He just gifted 40 OLV Raiders memberships, 20 back to back. Holy shit. That is 40, 50, 60. I think that he might have gifted 70 or 80 today. Wow. Ira, thank you, brother. Thank you, bro. Wow, man. I'm going to be honest. Like, last night was a very difficult time to cover the team. I was really frustrated. Once again, when you cover a team you love, it's frustrating, right? Because it's also your business, but it's also, it just means more to win football games. And when your love becomes a business, and sometimes you look at it like, man, these guys, They just are never going to get it right. They're never going to get it right. And that reflects with your business sometimes, right? To see my guy Taino and Ira and those guys just pop in today and go crazy, it's crazy. Ira gifted, wait, hold on, let me see. Was it Taino that gifted? Hold on. Taino with dub and Ira with dub. Holy shit. Taino said, hold my beer. I thought they were both from Ira. Taino, my brother, man, I appreciate you, bro. I love that, man. A 40-piece special between Taino and Ira, man. Thank you guys, man. Love, my brother. Love to both you guys, man. Love that, Taino. Thank you, brother. And thank you, man. Love it, man. Salute to Ira, man. My brother, man. And salute to Seattle as well on becoming a member also. My guy, he's been around for a while. Salute to my guy, a Seattle Raiders fan, becoming a member. If you guys want to become a member, hit the link. It's pinned up top, man. You guys are the best, and you guys are going absolutely batshit today. Ira, Taino, everybody that's donated today, thank you guys so much. Paper Chase is crazy. Don't get too greedy, Paper Chase. Between the Raiders and the Hornets, the straight jacket is calling my name. No BS. I was in a crisis ward during the KC game. Are you a Charlotte Hornets fan, Ty? Because, bruh, I love the Hornets. Alonzo Mourning, Larry Johnson, Muggsy Bogues, Hershey Hawkins, Dale Curry. I remember that team. I had all my Hornets gear. Trust me. And this motherfucker hug, bro. Oh, Hug took it personal, bro. Wow. Bro, I think we got Hug, my brother. You know I love you, bro. Wow. Paper Chase, Hug said, hold my protein shake. Oh, my God. We got 100+ new members in the building, man. Wow. Wow, man. Thank you guys so much, man. You guys are the greatest, man. Hug, Ira, Taino, Ty, everybody. Y'all are fucking crazy, man. I got to keep that one up, Hug, for a minute. I got to keep that on the screen, bro. Hug, my brother, man, he took that very personal. Man. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. Ron Justice says, damn, it's usually me. Oh, man. Seattle, salute to you, Graphk. Laugh out loud. It's crazy how you remember literally everyone in the chat. I listen to every show and love the consistency and hard work that you put. Hey, man, you guys mean a lot to me, bro. And I got to make people understand this. It's more than business with me. We're Raider fans. I love doing this. You know what I mean? So when I see all your guys' names, I remember everybody in here. Everybody. I remember some of the comments y'all made because once again, this is a community, bro, that you guys helped me build. So without you guys, this shit means nothing, man. So, man. And Ira is a trip, dog. Wow, man. Wow. Ira, appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much, man. Mikey says it's passion, brother. We appreciate you. I appreciate you too, man. Wow. You guys just went crazy and made my day, man. Ira, thank you, brother. Thank you, bro. So much, man. And Ty, man, thank you so much as well for the 5. Another 25 special. Y'all are a trip, man. Trip. Thank you, guys. Short week. We're going to try and fit as much content in as possible, you guys, before Thursday night's game. Me and Hammer will be calling that game. So stay tuned for that. Me and Ben will be doing Raiders Broncos preview show. So stay tuned for that. We have that show as well. And then I'm going to try and fit in, the Graphk Wasted show, Wasted the Graphk show. We will be doing one of those as well. So at least on a short week, you guys will have at least 3 or 4 shows coming up this week. The preview with Ben, the game, and then me and Wasted doing our, and then I'm going to do a Raiders Bronco preview solo dolo as well. So stay tuned. Short week, but full of content. Yeah. Hey, Hug, you're going to get in trouble, bro. Relax. Ain't no killer, but don't push me, Hug. Ain't no killer, but don't push me. Yo, that is hilarious, bro. That is hilarious, man. Morris, thank you, bro. I'm a firm believer in that, brother. That's why I try to do everything right as much as possible, man. Thank you, bro. Remy, my dog. 2026 draft, only one real alien. That's Sellers. The other three have a high floor but low ceiling, in my opinion. Ceiling being Allen, Mahomes, Lamar, Burrow. It's a lot of work to be done with Sellers, Remy. I'm a major fan of his game. I think that at the next level, if somebody, a great coach, offensive mind, can wrap, can really, really develop him, he can be something very, very special. Again, it's not a foregone conclusion that Sellers is going to come out this year. Again, it hasn't been a great year by any means out there in South Carolina for him. So maybe he goes back to school another year. But I love the thought of having Sellers as a Raider because the athleticism is just through the roof. He's a very, very talented kid. There's a few other guys, though, man. We know the Ty Simpsons of the world, the Mendozas of the world. One of those guys, man, we got to come out with one of these dudes in this draft, a Drew Alar. I don't care who it is. It has to be somebody. It has to be somebody early. And game tight, Haynes King is a baller, too, to get at Georgia Tech. Man, he tried to put that team on his back the other day. They still lost, but, man, he can run the football, pass the football. We're in a different era now, you guys, of quarterback. You know what I mean? And I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it for sure. Salute to Rube, man. Bro, this may be a record, you guys. Honestly, this may be a record today with the most members that we've ever had because of you guys. I think we probably have 200 new members in the building because of you guys. Wow, man. Wow. Rube, love you, bro. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. All the new members are automatic Kalani fans. There you go. Your lips to God's ears, man. George, high stakes, Halani, Rube. My dog. Salute to Ski Mask. Once again, Rube, love, bro. That's what I was about to add to the conversation. We Are Raider Nation is bigger than the games. Love what you do, Graphk. Keep it G. Thank you, my brother. Keep it up, G. Thank you, Ski Mask. My dog, man. Thank you. And you've been around for many moons as well. So, my dog, man. My brother Wasted is in the building, man. My brother Wasted. It's good to see my dog. I'm going to call you right back after this show, my brother. Salute to my dog, man. Ty, bro. Hey, I seen what you said earlier, bro. If you're struggling, not struggling, I want to put those words, but if you are with the rent, stop, Ty. Family first. You know what it is, my brother. I appreciate you. I always love that you add to what we do over here at OLV. But my brother, don't ever dip into the stash if it's on low like that, bro. Ty, I love you though, bro. Okay, grab one more, and I'll save the rest for Wasted's old ass. Ira's stupid, bro. Salute to my guy, Ira. You heard that, Wasted? You heard that, Wasted? My dog is waiting to drop another bomb, bro, on your old ass, bro. And salute to Omni, man, gifting one as well, man. My dude, Omni Snow. Great to see you in the building, my brother. Thank you as well. Salute to the new member because of my guy, Omni. And salute to Ant-Man. I'm becoming a member also. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. You said laughing while I was sorry. Bro, what? What do you mean, man? Bro, you didn't have to do that. I hate when people say that. That's no knock to you, Omni, bro. Look, we are blessed to have anything that comes our way in this shit, bro. So don't ever for 1 minute think that I'm looking at you because you gifted one. Like, come on, bro. Like that, we appreciate you. That means a lot. Yeah, and Omni, I'm going to have to get out of here, bro. Because Ira just does not give a shit today. Wow. Ira might be able to, I might be able to take a couple of days off this month. Ira. Wow, my brother. Wow, man. I'm floored, y'all. I promise you, bro. Like, this shit is just crazy to me, man. Ira, love you, brother. Thank you so much, man. Thank you, bro. Wow, man. The GOAT, bro. Salute to my guy, Ira, man. Thank you so much, bro. 50 new members, you guys. If you guys missed out on those 50, I don't know how you would have. Hit the link is pinned up. I think everybody in here is a member now. I think everybody, because of Ira, Taino, Ty, Hug. I think everybody is a member now. Nada says, fuck a job, Graphk. You belong here. Brother, I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you, man. Thank you, man. Thank you. Jason says, Merry Christmas to Graphk. Salute my dog. S. Dot. Don't worry too much about the lights. Just worry about that content. Salute to my guy, S. Dot, bro. Thank you, my brother. I'm always looking forward to hearing your offensive line talk, man. You be on your bullshit. Salute to my guy, S. Dot. You needed some happiness after yesterday, Graphk. This is facts. This is facts, my brother. Real talk, man. Thank you, bro. Thank you, Ramel, on the $2 holler as well. Get a few more questions in, you guys. We're coming up on an hour and 45 minutes. A few more before we get out of here. Once again, we do have a few more shows set up before Raiders Broncos Thursday night. But thank you guys so much for making this show a massive success. You guys are the most just insane community. Just, I can't even put it into words, man. Thank you guys so much for everything that you do for the platform, man. For you guys to allow me to make this show for 5 years a full-time job, it's because of you guys, man. This is the only reason I get to do this full-time is because of you guys, man. So thank you. I owe all this shit to you, all the success with the players, the organization, anything that I do. It's because of you guys, man. It's because of you guys. Simple and plain. If you guys can't donate, that's okay. Just get the likes up, hit the subscribe button, tell a friend, like my brother Wasted says. Spread the word. Other than that, trust me, man. We don't expect everybody to do that, man. We got a few crazy people in the building that love to come through and support what we do. But once again, a simple share or a simple thumbs up, it definitely helps us, man. So thank you guys. Anyone that can't donate, you are as appreciated as everybody else. I want you to realize that, man. Hey, I'm not feeling good in a month into retirement. Ira, what's wrong, bro? What's wrong, brother? Let me know, man. What's going on with you, man? Is it that retirement hangover that I've heard about? Because I hear about this when you finally retire, it's like you don't have any, like it's like me and Waster were talking about this. Fuck around and retire and still want to work. Are you kind of in that shell right now? Ira, I think I know exactly what you're talking about, brother. I think I know exactly what you're talking about. Because I know a lot of people that retire and then they kind of just don't know what else to do. Oh, you feeling good? Oh, shit. Okay, my bad, brother. I read it wrong. Thank the Lord, then you're feeling good. Shit. I'm like, damn, bro, you went crazy today. I can only imagine if you were feeling good. Feeling bad? Shit. I read it wrong. Hug, I got it. I read it wrong. Enjoy your retirement, my brother. You deserve it, man. Salute to Rube. Shout out to the Great Out Gang. Everyone's family here. Raiders F up our mental so we keep each other up. Keep the memberships coming so Graphk don't get a job. Need this show for my mental health, man. Salute to Rube, brother. I appreciate you, man. Thank you, brother. Thank you, man. Rube with a bomb. He says, don't let Graphk get a job. Rube, man. Love, my brother. And also, my guy. It's all love, bro, and definitely digging the tweet Bible verses. Oh, man, I've been in my bag, bro. I got to thank my son for that. You know, he's got me in my church bag a lot lately, man. He's been really into the word. So he's definitely really got me back into it, man. You know, I've been saved before. I'm planning on doing it again because I want some fresh energy around me. But I appreciate you, Ty. That means a lot, bro. Thank you so much, man. And you guys are still going crazy, dog. This is just absolutely crazy to me, bro. Like, wow. Wow, bro. Like, wow. Daniel gifting 10. Thank you, bro. Daniel been around. That's one of the most glorious beards in YouTube history. Daniel, man, appreciate you, man. Salute to all the new members in the building because of my guy, Daniel. Salute to James, also gifting one. You guys are great, man. Thank you so much, man. Thank you, James. Salute to Daniel. And then Raider Ron with a $50 bomb, bro. Y'all are crazy, man. Crazy. Raider Ron. It's been a minute. I haven't seen Raider Ron in the building in a while. Pete and Spy aren't going anywhere. Is Chip and or PG an answer at OC or DC? Hug, Taino, and Ira. Cheers. Salute to my guy. This is the thing, right? We don't know yet. I don't think Spy is going anywhere. I think that he has a longer leash than everybody. I think because once again, I think this was kind of a forced marriage, right, Ron? And I think that he's allowing the veteran, the guy that's been there and done that, to kind of, run shop, so to speak, right now. But I don't think for once that they won't sit Pete down somewhere if this thing continues to look the way it has looked. 2-6. He went to get Geno. That's what he went and did. That he went and got Geno. We could have had a Sam Darnold, or we could have had, one of these other guys. He went and pinpointed Geno Smith to come in and be the quarterback who's leading the league in picks. So again, and then you just made Chip Kelly the highest paid OC in football. So I don't know how you move on from Chip. That's a difficult ask for me. And again, yesterday you can kind of see how good that offense is under Chip when it's ran right. Yesterday a lot of short intermediate passes got Brock involved. The offense looked totally different with Brock in the mix. And again, they found a way to get Genty involved in the passing game. Almost 50 yards in the air, you guys. Got him open in space. That's what you need to do. I think Chip unlocked that offense yesterday. The defense just didn't do what they were supposed to do. So, Ron, I hear you, my brother, but I think if anybody moves on, it's going to be Patrick Graham. Again, think about this. They brought him back the 11th hour. He was going to take the job in Jacksonville. The irony in that, it sounded like he was going to be the defensive coordinator out there. The irony in that, right? Wow. But Pete Carroll, different defensive philosophy than Patrick Graham. They both don't mesh right. The defense looks like it's a mess. And again, I just don't think that it's working out like that. Salute to my guy, man. Raider Ron. Appreciate you on the $50 smackaroonie. And then Taino is just on some crazy shit today, man. Raider Nation is always for Raider Nation. I appreciate you, brother. Taino, my brother. Thank you, man. This is my dog, too. I had an opportunity to meet my guy. And really, really good human being. And hey, Taino, man, tell Wasted to send me my pimp cup, man. You just holding on to it, bro. But you know what? He's gonna tell me to send him his jerseys. You know what? Let me tell him to send me my cup. Salute to my guy, Taino, man, my brother. Appreciate you, bro. My dog. Taino's one of the GOATs as well, man. God is great, no matter if the Raiders win or lose, man. No, this is facts. Facts, my brother. Always. Always. Salute to my guy, Mando Ace 90, man. If you guys have anything else to say, real quick, get your comments in real quick. Salute to Kenny. Support. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Jay says, I agree. Chip did good, except the run game needs to run it more and more. Thing is, once again, Jacksonville is one of the better teams against the run. Number 6 in the NFL against the run. So it was clear that we weren't going to be able to go crazy. Yesterday in the ground game, but they found a way to get Ashton involved. That's what I love. Yeah, 13 carries. It's not a beautiful thing to me, right? You want to have him have the football over 20 times, but guess what? They made up for that, giving him 5 targets in the passing game. So respectfully, that's 18, 19? I'm not a mathematician. I can't even add 13 plus 5, but he had 18 reps yesterday between the passing game and the run game. So they still got Genty damn near to that 20 range. You know what I mean? So there you have it. Iris says, Graphk, stay on another 30 minutes. Yo, oh, you know what? Ira, I love that you said that because Rube has a great comment here. Sounds like the Raiders made a call to the Giants, you guys, for tackle/guard Evan Neal. Now, this is the dude that has struggled mightily, and it makes no sense for the Raiders to make a move. Former first-round pick, only 25 years old. He's not been great by any means in the NFL. Former 7th overall pick from the Giants in the 2022 draft. Again, still early. He's still on a rookie deal right now. Maybe the Raiders see something in him, that they can unlock. I mean, it can't get any worse than this O-line, right? Than what we have right now. I don't know if it get any worse than this. But again, I think Josina Anderson put it out there on Twitter. One team, the Giants, had exploratory talks trade-wise on regarding guard/tackle Evan Neal were the Raiders. This occurred about 1.5 to 2 weeks ago, per league source. Evidently, it didn't lead to urgent action at said time. Nonetheless, it's insight on who's been acquiring. So it sounds like, the Raiders made a call just to see what was going on with them, see if they're trying to move on from them. But again, there's nothing really set in stone here to make a move for Evan Neal. But I honestly, Rue, you just drafted Caleb Rogers. You just drafted Charles Grant. Why go get somebody else's sloppy seconds when you have guys that have not been able to play yet? You know what I mean? Like, why go get an Evan Neal when you have two guys you just drafted back-to-back in this draft class? You know what I mean? Like, how dare you make calls on Evan Neal when you have two guys who essentially have been inactive every week? Grant was active yesterday. We didn't get a chance to see him unless maybe I missed those reps. But again, he has not been playing. So why? I would rather see Caleb Rogers. I would rather see, Charles Grant. I would rather see Dalton Wagner come off the practice. I'd rather see the guys we have in the building than make a move for Evan Neal. And what are you going to give up for him realistically? What are you giving up for a guy who has not lived up to that first round tag up to this point? I just don't know what it is. I think the offensive line will get potentially worse with Evan Neal in the building. So, yeah, I mean, accelerate. I'm not saying sloppy seconds in terms of he's not young. I'm just saying he'd be going to his second team because it didn't work out with the Giants. So that's what I mean by sloppy seconds, bro. Going to his second team. If you can't be a dog, look, they don't have the greatest O-line out there, bruh. The Giants said the Raiders have a terrible O-line. Let's go get Jermaine Illuminor and who else is it? Barnes? Who? No, they got, what's his name? Who's the guard they have over there right now, you guys, with the Giants? Two former Raiders. Literally the right side of our line. I'm having a brain fart right now. Who is it? They got Jermaine Illuminor at right tackle, and they got, it ain't Alice Barr. Who is it? Van Rotten. Greg Van Rotten, Bodega. Greg Van Rotten. If you can't make it over there, the irony in that too, New York, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. If you can't make it there, you can't make it anywhere. Jermaine Illuminor and Greg Van Rotten, Evan Neal. Bro, if you can't, nasty. Ty, you got to ask him, bro. He's probably doing disgusting things over there with those pimp cups, bro. He said, Halloweena. Salute, man. Terry, you have a great day as well. You have a great day as well. We're going to get to the 2-hour mark, you guys, because Taino said so. So we got about 8 more minutes. Get your questions in, you guys. Once again, I do have to go get my kids here in a little bit. But once again, Taino said you're going to stick around. So I'm going to stick around. I got until the 2-hour mark. So get a few questions in once again before we get out of here. Yeah, Rube Van Rotten. And again, they literally have the right side of our old O-line, which is crazy. I would love that. Would love to see the Cardinals go out there and beat the Cowboys. I'm actually starting their running back in fantasy. Knight looks as though he's starting for them with all those injuries that they have, Connor and Benson and company. So I'm hoping that I'm only at 1 point. I'm like 1 point behind this team, and he has nobody left, and I have Knight. So I'm hoping Knight can at least just go out there and get me a 5 to 10 points. Ron Justice, of course he did, bro. Of course. He's going to Indianapolis. He's playing around much more talent, and he's playing under a defensive coordinator that he had with him in Lou in Cincinnati. So, of course, we knew what was going to happen. Jermaine Pratt said, get me the hell out of here and get me to a winning situation. And he's been playing really, really well for the Indianapolis Colts. For sure. For sure. So, let me see. Had a nasty tackle for a loss towards the end of the game yesterday. Dan, you ain't never lied. You ain't never lied, bro. Never lied. I would definitely take Greg Van Rotten over Alice Kappa. Facts. For sure. Damn, Jay, you need Pickens with 13 points. That's tough. With CeeDee Lamb back in the lineup, I don't know, man. I don't know. That's going to be tough, bro. He said you have enough to put the kids in an Uber and stay on 30 minutes. Now, I go to their school bus, and I actually talk to the bus driver every day when I pick them up, make sure that they've been on their P's and Q's, because we had a few situations where, they kind of had to get off on bing, bing, bing. And so I'm just trying to make sure that, you know, that they stay solid over there. John Wick, we just talked about that. Once again, you know, it sounds like the Colts have their guy in Daniel Jones. I don't know if they want to keep Anthony Richardson around and potentially just kind of develop him behind the scenes and see if there's anything there down the line. But it sounds like he'd be available for the right price. And again, I think the Raiders, we're so desperate for some type of talent, a future, like some youth there at that position. You know, we know what Kenny Pickett is at this point. We don't know what Cam Miller is, but once again, I told you guys before, I'm not the biggest Cam Miller guy. When I watched him at the Shrine Bowl week, I just was not that impressed. But again, you know, maybe he comes in and shows up and shows out at some point. We shall see. Rube says, if we trade Jacoby to the Giants and get a pick and Neal to make the money match, I wouldn't mind. Okay, no, but that makes sense. Neal had an 80.2 run blocking grade last year. Okay. Look like it may potentially help us there in the run game, huh? But again, if you tie him, you know, to a pick, I said, look, what about this, Rube? Add some more speed. If it's not Neal, give us Jalen Hyatt. But I guess he asked for a trade out of New York. It was some rumors and rumblings of him saying that he wants out. A guy at Tennessee, I remember 2 years ago, was it 2 years ago, where he had like 1,300 yards receiving? Didn't he have like 12 to 15 touchdowns or some shit? I got to look that up again. He had a crazy, crazy year. Crazy year. I'm looking it up right now. But he hasn't done anything at the NFL level up to this point, and he needs a fresh start. Look, I'll give you Jacoby. Give me a fourth and Jalen Hyatt. Why not? Yeah, let me see. 15 touchdowns. 15 touchdowns, almost 1,300 yards receiving in 2022. Bro, you want to add more speed? I think that would be a perfect fit with Chip Kelly and what they're trying to do. That would be great, Rube. To be honest, yeah, the O-line is really bad for us right now. And Neal may need a fresh start somewhere else, and maybe he could perform at a high clip. He is a free agent next year, Fitzmagic, right? That rookie deal will finally be up. So it's kind of but Jalen Hyatt in a fourth for Jacoby, I'd do that. Because once again, add some youth, add some speed to that wide receiver room. I'd do that all day. Let me see. But Rube, great comment, bro. Salute to Raider Ron again, bro. Holy shit, bro. Like, y'all really probably made my month just today. Real talk. You guys have like really, wow, man. Forever indebted, man. Love you guys, man. Thank you, Raider Ron, for the nation. Cheers, y'all. Love the channel, Graphk. Love from Napa, home of Bowers. Most of my family's from Napa, Raider Ron. My mom went to the high school that Bowers went to. All my aunts grew up in Napa, Vallejo, in all that whole little area right there before they all moved to Sacramento. So my entire family is from that area right there. American Canyon, Vallejo, Napa. But my mom went to middle school, elementary, high school, first job in Napa, all that stuff. So, Ron, I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you. Thank you again for losing your mind today. Salute to my brother, man. Salute to Taino. Kobe is my favorite player, but nation first, and I'll do that deal. Yeah, man. Why not, right? He wants to leave. He gets a fresh start somewhere else. You get a young player in Jalen Hyatt, and you get a draft pick. I think that'd be great. You give Jackson Dart, a number one option right now, with Malik Neighbors and, him out for the season and, Cam Scatterable out for the season. I think it'd be great. And Ty, I think Trey Tucker would be even better with Hyatt out there with more speed. Dante, Hyatt, two former Tennessee guys, and Tucker, all that speed on the boundary. Man, look. Primos, have a great day, brother. Let me see. But yeah, man. Other than that, you guys, hit that 2-hour mark. Let me get the hell out of here. Thank you guys so much for making this such a successful show. I owe everything to you guys. Thank you to Taino, Hug, Ira, Ty, just Rube, everybody that pulled up, and all the supers, all the non-supers, just everybody that pulled up, man. Get those likes up, you guys. Hit that subscribe button. You guys are the greatest. You guys reminded me today why I do this. And I don't even mean because of the money. I mean because of the love. Like, you guys reminded me like why we genuinely do this, especially after these losses, you know, in these heartbreaking fashion. It's just tough to come back the next day and try and cover this football team the way we have to. You know, it's my job, man. It's tough to wake up and be like, another loss, huh? 30-29, Jacksonville Jaguars, 68-yard record-breaking kick. Found another way to lose. Another way to lose. 2-point conversion. You know, like, it's just overtime. It's just crazy to me how we find new ways to reinvent the wheel in terms of losing. But you guys, man, showed up and showed out today. Love and appreciate you guys so much. We'll be live again tomorrow. Stay tuned. And again, Graphk Wasted Show this week. Me and Ben from the AFC West will be doing our preview show. Me and Hammer will be calling the game Thursday, and then I'll do a show probably Wednesday covering, you know, everything Raiders, Broncos, solo, dolo, coffee, and combo. So other than that, man, love. Appreciate you guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful Monday. Thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. Appreciate you. On the way out, wipe them feet, hit them thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. We are out.